To burn or not to burn? That is the question. Hey guys, you're with me, Kevin, your scuba professional. And over the past 20 years, I have gone through every single way you can think of to defog your mask before you go diving. And I found often people want to know about the burn method. So I figured, let's make this video to show you how we burn the masks before we go diving. So let's get into it. So if you are going to choose this method to defog your mask, you have to be super careful. We're going to dive right in and I'll show you how to burn the mask to remove those oils and silicones. It's just super important. If you're doing it, if you're using your traditional lighter, it becomes super difficult because you've got to light it and then get your hand right up into that mask, and this part of the lighter gets super hot, which can burn your fingers. The other thing you need to watch is divers are often quite tempted to move that further away from the lens, which creates that very sharp tip of flame. And if you get very close or get the lens close to that tip of flame, it'll crack and shatter the mask. And if that tip of flame touches the silicone of the skirt, it's just going to melt straight through it. So if you are going to choose this method, we recommend getting a lighter which has got an extension spout or these little tips on them, so you can get that right up into the mask so the flame is literally just off the lens itself. So instead of creating the tip, it just fans out like a Bunsen burner, so you get a much more even distribution of flame around the mask. When prepping the mask for burning, it's always best to ensure that you don't leave the flame touching one specific part of the lens for more than a few seconds. You need to consistently move it around, and you'll start to see how the silicone just pulls away from the mask. So we're going to go in there now and I'm going to start the burn. You see I start to move it away and move it around, and you can see how the silicone very quickly and all the oils just pull themselves away from the lens itself. So there's our indication that this method is working, and every few seconds I take it away. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and a last little section of this. You see that is now pulled all that silicone and oil away from that section of the mask itself. And if I wanted to, I could get right in there, but you need to be really, really careful in those areas, because that's when it touches the skirt of the mask itself, and that's what can give you the issues. So from here you can just give it a rinse out, but your main field division is going to be 100% there. You could finish those little corners off very carefully with the lighter, or you could use your mask scrubs or some toothpaste to get right into that section. One thing that is super important to note is that you must never burn one of these newer versions of the tinted lens masks. So you see these lenses have the tint on them, which just protect your eyes when you're at the surface from harsh glares over the ocean. A lot of freedivers believe that it's also harder for the fish to see your eyes when you're underwater as well, so it also makes it a bit easier from the glare. But these tinted lenses quite often have a heat shrink on them, which is applying the lens protector or the tint to it, and if you come along burning it, you're just going to melt that off the front of the mask as well, possibly create bubbles, so it negates the effect of having the tinted lenses. So for these, it is best to use your commercial grade defogs. So you have to be super careful when burning your mask, because a lot can go wrong. So why not check out this video where we go into a whole bunch of other alternatives to get that fog out of your mask.